So today I'm going to be reviewing and flipping through this book right here, The Wraith of God by Mr. Aaron Lopresti. If you don't want to waste your time watching this, the book is great, so just go ahead and buy it. And I'm also not going to be spoiling anything because there's some cool shit that happens. So let's take a look at the book. First off are all the extra things that I got. I backed a tier that came with the book and a copy of these roughs. Paid $40 for this tier, so the book was $25. This rough book was $15. So I guess it was numbered. I didn't know about that. They only made 250 of these. So that was pretty cool. For $15, I feel like this was I don't know, maybe not something I'll look at a whole lot, but I don't feel like it was terrible. I paid some other roughs on campaigns, and I feel like it was a ripoff. But this one, really interesting if you're into that. The free things that came with the campaign would be these stickers. There's a lot of them, so just go through this quickly. It's the name of the company. And then all of these other characters, I don't know any of them. I don't really know much of Aaron's work besides some Batman things and the Wraith of God now. So I don't know any of these characters. But you get them all. So these are just perks that came free with the campaign. And some cards. So we got the main character, the sidekick, or assistant, whatever, and then a playing card that came, which I was actually impressed with this playing card, because sometimes I get things that say card or whatever, playing card, and they're just kind of like still a normal card, but printed like ace or whatever on it. This is actually a real playing card. It's hard to show, but like playing cards have this like little texture or something that like happens. It's like differently coded. That is really loud. So it's actually a very good quality material. It has a letter that's kind of thanking you for being a backer and stuff, which is nice. Appreciate little things like that. And here's a advert for the upcoming sequel to the book. This is available for sign up right now. I'll put a link somewhere in the description. And onto the book. Like I was saying, here's some of the credits first. Aaron and Gabe colored this. I don't really know who that person is. I don't see an editor anywhere, but he must have if he didn't have one. It's all edited very well. So that was one of the things I liked about the book, was just how well all of it flowed. It's just all a very professional quality to this entire book. Nowhere was I thinking like, oh, this is an indie book, or, not to knock indies, but, sometimes they might have some funky lettering or like awkward dialogue, misspellings, just weird things that happen. This book has none of this. I mean, this thing is pretty top notch as far as a comic goes. All the artwork is awesome. So, and also when I backed this, I read nothing about the story. I didn't even know what this was about. So I seriously just opened this and started reading it, not knowing anything beforehand. Like very little knowledge. Like I knew it was a Western, that's about it really. So to kind of just go through this and experience it without knowing nothing was pretty great, because I didn't know where any of this was going. That's why I kind of don't like descriptions sometimes. I feel like they kind of ruin some plot points. So it was just a joy to kind of discover where all of this was going. Some of it gets bloody, which is cool. There's some great action. I mean, he's obviously like amazing at drawing. I mean, all of his artwork is stellar. Then the actual characterizations and the characters I found to be very well thought out. They have some depth to them. I don't know. I guess I was kind of, shouldn't say surprised, but pleasantly surprised that it had more than just some fighting and werewolves or whatever. Like there was actually like a great emotional arc to the characters and some nice mystery behind it. The dialogue is all very well written. I never get a feeling that anything's clumsy. It's always to the point. Like the word efficiency is great. It never really drags on or anything. I don't know. I was just really surprised by how much I like this book. Westerns, I would say, is a genre that I'm not really a fan of. I don't hate it per se, but it's nothing that I really like go out of my way to read. But that's what I like about Comicsgate so far is I just kind of back the people I like on streams and people who seem interesting, and then I get stuff like this where I'm like, wow, I might have just overlooked this in a store. I might have been like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Just kind of walked by, but kind of seeing the people's personalities on streams helps sell the book, and then you get things like this that I don't know, just kind of really took me by surprise. Like I just got done reading this, and I really I don't wish I could criticize it, but wish like there was some things I'm not just praising the thing the whole time, but I can't help but to do that. I mean, there's really no fault here. Never was I bored. I actually found the opposite. At first I was like, all right, Western stuff, whatever, and I kept reading, Sheriff, but as it went on, I was like, oh no, this is actually cool. Well, I didn't expect this. Like, I just honestly kept getting more and more sucked into it. There's really great like twist and payoff at the end that, I don't know, maybe you could see it coming, but I don't. I never see any twists coming. I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to twists. I'm always like really focused on like the pacing and looking at the artwork. So when there's twists, I never see them coming. And it really kind of solidified everything in the end for me. I was like, wow, that was a really great way to tie all of this together and just kind of give you a satisfying ending. Like, even though I showed earlier there will be a number 2, you could read this and just be perfectly fine. Nothing is like an incomplete story. And some of the CG books or books in general are always like, okay, here's a tiny bit of the story. Next book will give you a tiny bit more. Like, this is a full story. I really appreciated that. Like, I'm waiting for like a sequel, like a follow-up, but I'm not like, well, what happened to anybody? Like, I don't have to kind of feel like I'm getting gypped a little bit in that way. Which, I don't know, it's okay to make chapter type books, but it is nice to finally get something that is all in one encompassing story. Here's a really awesome splash page. This is the point where I might not want to kind of show you anymore. I kind of want to just show the artwork just in case anyone was up in the air about the book. Kind of wanted to see what it looked like. It's kind of nice to see the product sometime when it finally gets done shipping, and what it ended up being like. Coloring by Gabe is awesome. I mean, I don't know. I could really only say positive things about this. Like, I just didn't expect to like this that much. Almost sounds bad in a way, but my expectations were, adequate, and then they were exceeded, which is a great way to. All right, I'll make this one a short one, and I will end with, are you freaking stupid? Buy this book already. Why are you even watching? Why do you make it this far? Just go buy the damn thing. See ya.